Warning, the following video contains comments that some viewers may find disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everyone. Welcome to About Time. Please do not forget to hit the like, share and subscribe button. Hit the bell button to get notifications when we come online. Thank you for watching.
Previously on About Time.
It's the Black Bay 58. David got it.
False clue. It's a false flag. Devin, yeah.
Would it not be, Karan, would that not be overstepping the line, and for you it would be instantly like, get out of my school now?
I mean, it's a legitimately cool watch. It's a fair compliment. It's totally
On that one.
totally fair.
That's not what Stephanie told me.
About which part?
The dress up for work.
What's the joke? I don't get it.
Did? It was Paddock at that time.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I have a question now for all of you. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I have a question now for all of you, and maybe I think you've answered this in the past as well. So don't take out dates on any of the watches. But if there's one watch you've liked or you love, you've resisted buying because of one complication, what would you change in it? So, David, you want to start with that?
A watch that I would buy if not for X issue with it. Is that what the question is?
Sorry, I didn't.
The question is, what is a watch that I would buy if not for
Yes.
something?
Yeah.
Well, I have that a lot for if not for the price. I can't think of one. If somebody else has another idea, I'll ponder it for a minute. But nothing's jumping to mind that there's a feature that deters me from purchasing.
What would you change in that feature? Like if you don't like, say, for instance, a pointer date, just as a reference, would you make it into a regular date or no date, or you put something else on it?
I've got a couple. So some Grand Seikos, like a Snowflake, if it weren't titanium, I would potentially buy that. I don't like the feel of I don't like how light it feels. I understand the advantages of titanium, but that's one. Yeah, that's all I've got off the top of my head, but I'll keep thinking about it as
You'd rather get this Snowflake in stainless. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Arthur, you?
Well, it was the big pilot's size, and they've just addressed that. So, thinking that over. I guess my other one from when I answered this question before was, I really love the PAM 372, the 1950s base dial, no date, no seconds hand.
Dan just looked away. Dan just looked away. He's like,
yeah, he's like, oh, I'm so bored.
No, not at all.
It's okay. It's all right. If they made that in a 44, there's, as far as I know, there is no date 44 millimeter 1950s case Panerai, and that's what I would like them to make.
Actually, I forgot. I promised you that I'm going to send you my 372 to convince you that a 47 millimeter would work.
That would be awesome. I'm open to the idea of the 47. I just might need a trial run. So, I mean, if you're up for that, that'd be really, really cool.
Yeah. I don't care. You know that. I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
Dan?
A lot of times I'm restricted by size of watches because I've got chicken wrists. And one watch for me that I always want to try on, and I always want it to be different every time I try on, but it's not, is the Pro Professional, the Seamaster Pro Professional, because it's amazing. I love that watch. I love everything about it, but it is just too big. Even in titanium, where it's lighter, it's a bit easier to wear on that side of things. I just wish it was a little bit thinner, but then that's the whole point, isn't it? It's a deep sea diving watch, so it's got to withstand those pressures. So I'm guessing it's obviously that's why it's constructed the way that it is. But it's just too big. But I love it.
I also actually like the Blowproof a lot. It's a state. That's a piece that I think everybody will look at you and say, "Hey, what are you wearing on your wrist?" I personally think. How about you, Nick?
Yeah, I'm actually going to try to share my screen here and see how that works. We can do that.
And I also have another very interesting question after this. It'll be actually a lot of fun.
All right, cool. So I have, if you want to, I don't know if you can see it or if you can put it up.
Yeah, I can put it up for you. You
Awesome.
can't? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't. I don't have those powers. But right
can
here.
Can you get it up, Karan, please? Thanks.
I did, but I think.
As long as
no,
you
no,
get, as long
it's
as you're
there for
getting
me.
it up, Karan, that's important.
Where's my blue pill at?
I think
Yeah,
I think
so-
I clicked add to stream at the exact same moment, and it
That's
reversed.
fine.
Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So this is the Cartier Santos in black DLC coating, but it comes on either leather or rubber in terms of the strap, and it's super comfortable. I got to say this: I put that watch on, I was shocked at how comfortable it is because it is angled on the, it's kind of curved rather the case is, so as it just kind of sits flush to your wrist and it looks stunning. I just can't say enough good things about this one. This is one that's also on the super long list of watches I want to get. But what's been holding me back is I want it on either a metal or ceramic or anything else other than rubber or leather bracelet. And what I've noticed with the Santos is when they do the metal, there's not really micro adjust that I've been able to discover or find. And so I would want micro adjust, and I would want a metallic or ceramic. I don't even really care as long as it's not rubber. My skin does not work with rubber is the problem. Bracelet for that. So that one, that's all that's holding me back. It's also the prices, it's up there from what I feel comfortable paying for specifically that piece, because it's cheaper in not the ADLC coated black. But I would probably still pay that because it looks flipping awesome. It looks so super cool.
I'm a big fan of that one as well, and that's on my list as well. I thought of a couple more. The Zenith A385s. I try those on almost every time I see it, and I want to like it, but it's just too small. I like the aesthetic, I like the way it works. It's just too small. Ditto for the Blancpain 50 Fathoms NORAD. I think that's a cool concept. The NORAD I just think is a funky, cool conversation piece that they wrote no radiations on the watch as a weird translation and put that symbol on there. But it's what, 40 millimeters, right? It's too small for
The original one was larger. I own that watch too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, the first one. That's what got me into the business.
Oh, really?
No radiations. The original one was actually the actual size of the 50 Fathoms, which is what, 44, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's from 2010 or something. Is that? Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. That's a cool one too.
With the propeller open back, huh? Propeller, what do you call it? Rotor.
Yeah. And I think I had a third one, but I've forgotten it now. But yeah, those two. Size is, I guess, a common one for me. Is there's a couple that aren't quite the perfect size.
One thing I would change in the Cartier is I can't stand the number fold written like that in Roman. I know it's proportion, but I just can't stand it. The Roman number 4 is not like that. You can't have 4 lines. It's like I. That's Cartier saying I am the best kind of thing.
It's pretty traditional for watch dials to have when they do the Roman numerals.
That's one of the reasons why I don't like too many Roman numbers. I like markers. And also, you do know that the DLC was made before with the gold bezel as well.
I have not seen it with a gold bezel. I was shocked to find this one. Like I'd only seen ever the steel.
This is the new one, but in about
two-tone, right?
2010, 2011, it was ADLC with the gold bezel.
Interesting.
If you want to Google that,
striking.
it looks very good. Actually, they came up with one. Bomessier came up at the same time with the Hampton Square ADLC Go bezel too. Beautiful watches. So my next question is, and we'll start with David, and you have to pick one of Arthur's watches, and then Dan will go and pick Arthur's watches.
Oh, that's easy.
And what would you change on the watch for him? So, for instance, let me.
I've got it. I've already got it. I already
right? Yeah, just to ruin his watch up, for instance.
I would take his Pepsi and I would convert it to a Batman, and I would take it.
All right, cool.
Theft is a pretty cool addition. Yeah.
You'll make it more fun.
Or I might change the bracelet to an oyster. Those are the so yeah.
Fair enough. Dan, what would you do to one of Arthur's timepieces? I know.
I know how much he loves his Pepsi, so I wouldn't deprive him of Pepsi, but I would change the bracelet to a Cuban link so he could enjoy it. And it wouldn't just be an ordinary Cuban link; it would be an iced out Cuban link.
Oh no! You got to add up something. It's got to be an iced out Richard Mille Cuban link.
Oh, there you go, Arthur.
Yeah.
Are we trying to destroy or enhance the watches? I'm not sure I follow the question.
I'm trying to destroy the watches.
I would really like to see a Photoshop of a Pepsi on an iced out Cuban chain or whatever that is. I'd like to see the picture. I do not want the actual watch. Yeah.
On the other hand, we could take Arthur's watch away, and we could get a watchmaker to insert a visible speck of dust on the dial, and put it back together again. And I know that would drive Arthur wild.
A lint dial.
Yeah.
We'll call it a lint dial.
Yeah. And in 30 years, it'll be rare and special and worth the money because all the vintage Rolex people think it's cool.
Maybe a single grain of sand that rattles around as he moves move your wrist around.
Imagine Arthur putting it up on the eBay with a lint roller. This comes with a free.
You need this.
You need this. Nick, what would you do to one of Arthur's watches? Do you know what Arthur owns? All the watches that Arthur owns, though.
I don't, but I have a change. Like if the goal is to drive Arthur crazy and or destroy the watches, I have a change that could do that.
All right.
But it's super sadistic, super subtle, and he probably wouldn't notice for at least a month.
Cool.
I would put a thick layer of AR coating on the BB58. Thick layer on the top of the crystal, because you might not notice it at first, but then the first little tiny hairline, you'll be like, what is that?
What the heck's going on here?
So I think that wouldn't, because I think you could, have that in place for a while, and it's easy to apply from the outside without having to break into the case. So like, I'm not going to accidentally have any kind of tool mark anywhere. I could just do it straight on the top.
You're just making it more susceptible to damage in the future.
Yeah, and then maybe a little bit of oleophobic coating too, so that your fingerprints don't make as much marks. But then the first time you do hand sand and touch anything, it'll leave a spot where the oleophobic coating was.
Do you know what?
It doesn't.
You know what, Nick? I can think of a worse torture actually for Arthur. The ultimate torture.
Yeah.
I think the torture could be that Stephanie could choose any one of Arthur's watches to wear. And she can wear it whenever she wants. And if she ever gets a scratch on it, he's not allowed to say a word.
Yes.
Come back here.
He's gone.
Maybe she can choose any of his braceleted watches to be sized to her wrist.
Yeah.
Oh, God. The worst one would be that the polished clasp on the Pepsi, that polished stripe down the middle is I love the watch, but that thing is probably like the greatest source of like OCD in my entire life between like watches, cars, anything,
Have you scratched it yet?
I do have like 2 hairlines on that. Yeah.
Two.
It's unavoidable.
Does it bother you?
Let me
It's
come back.
worthless
Let me
now.
bring my Breitling for a second and just see how badly it is.
Yeah, it bothers me if I look for it, so I try not to look for it.
I thought
Okay,
Dad
so how
would
do you
be a
deal with
little
the
more
gunk?
mean. Sorry,
What
I
was
thought
that?
Dad would be a little more mean because he would talk about your Panerai and just make it disappear. But he was actually pretty nice. Nick, you were saying? Sorry about that.
Oh yeah, no, I was wondering how you deal with like the gunk that gets around the Cyclops or on the edges of the crystal between the bezel and all that. Like, does that bother you? Is there just damage? Because like the gunk is on the outside, you can wash it off. It's gone.
Yeah, the dirt doesn't bother me as much as long as it washes off clean, right? But it's scratches and stuff that get me. But yeah, I gave my Pepsi a bath before vacation and after. It felt so good coming home and washing it off because it was like, oh, that's not damage. That's just sweat.
I would actually try to do something to your ceramic IWC.
Oh God, crack it.
I would like a little. You know how you have your fingernails sometimes when you're cutting your nails, and you have a little like it's not in line sometimes. That little lug has a little chip, just a tiny
Oh,
little
God.
chip. That
Oh
touches.
God, I would probably sell it and buy a new one.
That's fine.
I
For
am
me-
worried about that, honestly. Like for ceramic cases, like I've not had, like I just got the IWC Top Gun ceramic, and I don't know how to care for that. If I care for it differently at all, like do I just wear it and not care, or is that being reckless? Because literally, I have ceramic bezels. I've never had a problem there.
I mean,
Never had
they're
a ceramic case.
yes, they can chip, but I think
They're a
it's
little harder.
it'd be pretty something pretty egregious you'd have to do. I mean, I think 2 weeks into having my Top Gun, I actually dropped it from like a foot above my wood dresser, and it hit the wood, and the wood dented, and the case was fine. I just wear it. I don't really think about it, and I wipe it off with a microfiber just to get like smudges off of it, but that's it. It's not
Would you
been a
try
problem.
dropping it again, Arthur?
I didn't. I said that's enough. That was an accident.
Right. So then we'll go with Arthur, and then we'll say if you had to take David's one watch, what would you do? You can enhance it or screw it up. Up to you.
I think
This is
I'd
what
take.
your watches, Arthur, so it's fine.
I think I'd take the El Primero, and if there's any room for engraving on that, maybe on the case side, and I'd engrave the old model across there.
Oh, this was Dad's watch.
Yeah,
Yeah, from Daniel with love. Maybe that's better.
that's a good one.
That's
Those are good.
a spy who loved me. Daniel, what would you do to David's lovely Zenith?
So the engraving idea is a fantastic idea, but I would engrave something slightly different, and it would be something along the lines of "Never VIP."
Yeah. Not that I need to be reminded, but I'm continuously aware. But yeah, that would be to be able to just look down and see that at all times.
I like the way that this is turning from like, just a bit of a joke to actually damaging people's collections.
Yeah.
So this is great.
Chris, sorry, I'm calling you Chris now, like David. Sorry, David, I will officially knight you on the trunk show as a VIP.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Good to know. I better make sure I'm there then.
Yes, sir. Nick, what would you do to any of David's watches? Since
So you had the Speedmaster with the Heslite, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
61.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pop the Heslite crystal out. We're gonna put sapphire crystal. Make a little sapphire sandwich there. Be amazing.
Oh, case back too. Change the case back.
Yeah, why not? Why
Yeah,
not?
Yeah.
Just carve it out. Pop some sapphire in. It doesn't even have to be like a circle of sapphire. It can just be like whatever shape I was able to carve out, and there you go.
I would actually, because I think one of his favorite watches is the Jaeger. I would Gorilla Glue
So you can't flip it.
You can't flip it anymore. I think, yeah, you can't reverse it. No reverser for you, Dave.
Yeah. God, that kind of hurts my soul just to picture you just coating the dial with Gorilla Glue and then flipping it and making it stick.
So basically, you can have only the Bruce Wayne side. You can't turn to Batman whenever you want.
I don't think Karan could actually bring himself to do that to a luxury watch, though. I just don't think he could.
But for VIPs, I wouldn't do that. For VIPs, I wouldn't do that, sir. No. Of course, I would never do that. Can I borrow your watch for a minute, please?
Yeah, I don't think so. All right, so I've got my idea for Dan's already. If we're going to Dan,
yes, we're going with Dan.
I would on all of his Speedmasters, wherever there's a dot over 90, I would switch it to the dot next to 90, and vice versa. And wherever there's the accent over tachymeter, I would remove that if it's there. So I would just mix up all of the vintages of Speedmasters to be indistinguishable. Those small details that he kills himself over for all these various Speedmasters, I would ruin each one of those.
Where's the end stream button? I think Arthur's got something even more sadistic. I can just tell. Look at his little face there. Look, all happy and shiny.
I don't know. I was struggling, and then I think I came up with a good one. I think I would take. Which one's most prized? Maybe the 60th anniversary, and I would have the dial text modified so that instead of Speedmaster, it says Wankmaster. That would be
it. Do you know what I thought you was going to say? I thought you were going to say I would have the dial changed to where it says Trilogy on it. Because, you can get some versions that say Trilogy. Right. And it drives me wild.
It drives me wild. I hate that little oval circle over the Trilogy.
Why did they do that?
So unnecessary.
But that set sold so well only because of the damn Speedmaster.
Yeah.
It started selling after the limited pieces ran out that you have. What was it? 1557, right? Or how many pieces limited?
3,000.
3,557. Sorry.
Yeah, 357.
After those were sold, people bought the bloody set just for the Speedmaster.
Yeah. But they did not need to put Trilogy on the dial.
No.
It looks shit.
So Dan, you got to be honest. Which would be worse, if it said Trilogy or if it said Wankmaster Professional?
Trilogy.
I think Dan would wear it if it said Wankmaster.
I would, because I'd
that would be piece unique.
They made a watch for me.
With pride, yeah.
I'd enjoy that.
All right, Nick, your turn.
So I don't have the heart to destroy any of these ones. So here's what I'll do. I will enhance.
Good boy.
I will enhance. And here's how we're going to enhance. We're not going to modify it. I don't want to be like, we're not going to do that. We're going to take it to the moon and leave it there. Whichever your most prized one is, we will leave it on the moon, and that will literally be the moon watch. Someone's like, "Do you have the moon watch?" Yeah. Where is it? It's on the moon. I can't show it to you right now.
The Wankmaster. So it's Wankmaster. The Wankmaster is sitting on the moon.
We'll put the Wankmaster side face down so you can't see it with a telescope or anything.
If aliens ever visit, that's one of the first man-made things they find is Dan's watch on the moon that says.
Yep.
So my most treasured watch would be the Casio F91W. So that could go to the moon.
Ah, no.
But if it was a Speedy, it would be like the most famous Speedy ever because it's the actual one on the moon.
It's the Wankmaster Moon
never
edition.
have it.
Or the sake of someone's pocket, actually, right?
And I would also, for that, I would make a giant box that's at least the size of one room, and have. Maybe we can actually make a box that has a lunar landing module inside of it, life size. And it's like a shipping crate, I guess, at this point. And then a little tiny cushion in the corner for where the watch would have been if it wasn't on the moon.
Great. Sounds awesome. Lovely.
Comes with a telescope so you can see your watch.
I'm gonna go vintage YouTube video. Not vintage watch. I'm gonna go back to Arthur's show once. I think it was his first show with Stephanie. And I'm gonna actually literally paint those subdials of your Navitimer with Mr. Bean's face.
Yeah, but I'd like that.
But I'm enhancing your watch.
You are.
I'm being nice to you.
I would enjoy that.
I am being nice
Hold
to
on.
you.
I think I have that picture handy here. Hold on.
Can I not be nice to you, Dan? I was being polite.
That would, yeah, that's very nice. Thank you, Karan, for being such a great friend. The other three bastards.
I actually would have put. I would put on one dial. I'd put Arthur's face, one dial Chris, and one of my faces on the subtitles.
Then you have ruined it, then, really, haven't you, Mr. Bean? Yeah, that's doable, but.
Do you have that picture, Arthur?
I'm trying, but my computer is failing. I'll pull it up in a minute if I can.
All right, so now it's Nick's turn.
Okay,
So Dave,
I guess I can't decide which watch to do this to. So I, pick one or all of them.
all of them. I think I know where you're going because I was going to do that too.
Okay, I would switch all of the dials to red, yellow, and orange colored.
Yes. I was going to say the same thing. Just take out all the blue dials. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
That's brilliant.
That was brilliant.
Yes.
Arthur, you need to WhatsApp that picture to me. That needs to be posted.
Okay. Sure. I will.
On the Facebook chat thing.
As
I was
bean
going to go with
counter
the same
registers?
idea. Yeah, bean counter.
Yeah, right?
I was going to go with the same thing for Nick to change the dial color. I think I would try to do it. Let's go for something very particular. I think I would take the overseas and change that blue to like an acid green color. This is a ukulele pick, by the way. Just to make it like really as hideous as possible to my taste.
Be careful, he might like it. Look at his background; it's changing from
I was
blue
gonna
to
say
color.
he loves that. I've heard him multiple times mention
I
that
was
green
gonna
Batterscape. So
He might like
I want the
it.
trend to go back. The only green that I really did I really liked was the Carrera. The Carrera green that they did for that special edition was incredible.
That was cool.
But it's because
I
of
like
the
that
blue.
green.
Daniel,
Yes. So I'd be quite kind, and I would take a boat out to the Marina Trench, and I would get I'd get his Pelagos. Now I know the Pelagos. What's the dive rating of a Pelagos? It's 660.
Hang on, I got to read the 50 pages here to get to the point where it has that. It says 500 meters. Sorry, it was on page 47 on the dial.
Right. I'd put it in a box that would allow it to go 36,000 feet, just to make sure that it would be okay. And I would submerge it to that depth, and I would let you have access to a submarine once a year to go and visit it and see if it's okay.
I'd have to get a new watch because pretty much I don't know that any of my others can go that deep. Well, actually, no, I'm in a sub. I guess I'd be okay. Right?
Well, it would stay in a box that would protect it at that depth, so it would be okay.
Got it.
You could see it, but only once a year.
Just visit.
just visit it. What I would do is actually I would take his overseas and I would put a 3D Black Panther logo. It's purple.
Good Lord.
I'll make it bright purple actually. And yeah, that's about it. I'd make it look like the Black Panther Vacheron. Yeah,
Oh, no.
it's
As long
interesting.
as the handset was positioned okay.
I thought you were going to go worse there, Karan. I thought you were going to go a 3D image of the.
Of my signed image and my signed
No, I was going to go. No, I thought you were going to go worse. I thought you were going to go the guy that was in lots of memes with his massive man area on display and in 3D. And his man area is enhanced.
I haven't seen those memes. I don't watch
Beware. Dan will send you a lot of them. He's got a collection, I think.
So
those. All right.
I wouldn't wear that one.
So for Quran, I've got a couple ideas. Perhaps take that Breitling and add a big date, like the 50 fathoms big date to it, is one idea. Or perhaps just take multiple of his watches and turn them all into automatic skeleton dials, so that he has to always see that rotor moving behind the skeleton, which he hates. And then after I've done that, I would hide them throughout his apartment for a period of at least 2 weeks, where he doesn't know where they are, since he loses his own watches around his apartment and his laundry.
His apartment. What can I say?
I would take the white Navitimer, which I think one of the defining elements of it is its presence, and I know you like the size of that watch, and I would have it shrunk to about 25 millimeters, like very dainty ladies bracelet watch, and ask that you wear that, please.
You'd have to make me gift it to Dan now.
And Dan's like, this wears a bit large, doesn't it?
Dan would be like, wow, I got another Navitimer. Yes, Daddy-o.
I would speak to Amiga and I would get them to commission a special Seamaster just for you. And that Seamaster would have an enlarged helium escape valve. Just one. Yeah. And it would be massive, absolutely massive. And it would say special edition he valve on it for Quran.
I thought you were going to say he Ranandani like my last name.
It would be big enough you could write that all on it. You know?
All on it, right?
I think it needs multiple valves so it could have he, each one is a he, just go as much as you want.
And then it continues with my last name.
Yeah.
It would have a he valve and a she valve.
And a she valve.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Asshole. I was nice to you, Dad. Yes, Nick. Kill me too.
Let's see. I would take your UN Tourbillon and I would recase it. I would recase it in a completely wooden case. And that way, if it does ever get eaten by the dog, we know that wood works and it's going to be okay.
Wood works. That's fun.
Saint is very grateful for you looking out for him, Nick.
I know. He is extremely grateful.
He's eaten wood before, I guess. So, I mean, and wood has, it's not destroyed. He's fine.
He's eaten chairs. Not only, the whole chair. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He is something else. All right. What else there
It's
is?
a safety enhancement. I wasn't damaging it.
Yep, that's true. That's true. All right. So if there was one pilot's watch, strictly pilots, and that would change for Arthur and Dan, you cannot choose Omega, Breitling, or IWC. All right. So I'm just letting you guys cannot do that. What would it be? David, we can start with you.
I like Hamilton's, and I have a Hamilton pilot's watch, and I would it's one of my favorites. I would go with the one I already have.
Any particular model?
The Khaki Pilot Day Date.
Nice. Mr. Orton.
I would pick, I really like the Blancpain Air Command, which I know our friend Mike has.
Yes.
And Dan, you can't just pick the Zinn Navitimer.
I was thinking about it.
I have to tell you guys, I don't know if you guys know the story behind Mike's Air Command, but after we finish with this round, I'll tell you guys about it if you've not heard. Dan?
For me, it would probably be
Changing hats.
It could be either one of two. it'd be a Glycine Airman GMT because they're really cool, or it would be a Bulliver Aquatron. I can't remember what it's called. It's the one that the X-15 test pilots used to wear.
It was the Accutron Astronaut, but
Astronaut,
yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's a cool watch.
I would love one of those.
That's
So there
nice.
you go.
Nick.
Yeah, let me share this one out. It's one that if I say it, you'll be like, I don't know what that is. So it is the. There we go. So it should be ready to toss on screen there.
Oh yeah.
It's the Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot GMT Reno Air Show. I think it's a 57th Reno Air Show edition. But I just love everything about the dial and how they've set it up. It has these blue accents for both the GMT text, the second hand, the GMT
No
hand,
surprise.
and it has, I know, right? And it has the blue highlight behind the strap. And I really like their straps. I have a lot of that watch.
I think
basically.
Arthur's fallen asleep.
Oh no!
Arthur,
Yeah,
are you asleep?
he's frozen.
It's funny though. I want to take a screenshot of this. Arthur, wake up. Yeah. There he is. See, he woke up.
And now frozen again.
The Oris, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he's got connection issues. I'm surprised though. You guys didn't choose Breguet. I would have done the Type 20 or definitely the Type. Actually, Dan, you sent a great. I can't remember when, but you sent a nice article on it.
It
on
was
that
a brand called Matti Tissot.
Yes,
Yeah, that
I
where
didn't know
Breguet subcontracted out the Type 20 and Matti Tissot, which has got nothing to do with Tissot at all whatsoever. It was just a brand that had a similar name, and they made the Type 20s, and then Breguet rebranded them as Breguets. And then later on, they started making their own versions, which is pretty much exactly the same. But I just thought that was quite interesting.
it was. You said a couple of things that were very interesting, actually. Also about Omega and Swiss time. You just recently said something, right?
Yeah, it's with all the timing at the Olympics is subcontracted out. It's all branded Omega, but I think it's Swiss time. That's the Matti Tissot, yeah. Which you see, it's got that. Well, I shouldn't say Type 20. I should say 765 AVI Breitling because that was before the Type 20.
Correct.
I'm sorry to say, for all you.
I think people call it the Type 20. Also, the people they don't call it on paper.
It was probably a design that the French Ministry of Defence
Correct.
probably wanted that type design, and they said, look, make us that, and all the brands made their own version of a design that all looked the same. I can imagine that's how it went. But going back to Omega, yeah, it was the timing. All the timing at the Olympics is subcontracted out to a company called Swiss Time, which is a company that's owned by Swatch Group, which I thought was
Very
quite
interesting.
It was interesting.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
About. So basically, Swiss time is timing it, but it's got Omega's branding.
Omega branding, yeah.
That is very cool, though.
Yeah.
Oh well. Arthur, did you wake up already now?
Yeah, I guess I had some sort of connection issue, but I'm back. I'm good. Did I freeze with my eyes closed?
Your eyes closed. I'm like, as Nick was talking about the Oris, I said, Nick, he doesn't like your watch.
No, I actually thought that was a cool pick. I like that one.
Actually, I'm surprised that Arthur didn't pick the Breguet because I know how much he likes that.
I do. Yeah.
All of a sudden, my
yeah.
itching. Arthur, are you planning to spend some money? I 21 coming up.
Maybe. My birthday is this month, so I might have to do something. We'll have to see.
Oh, hopefully he gives you the same deal he gave me on my birthday when I bought a watch on my birthday from him once. And he let me pay full list. So maybe he'll give me a good deal.
One
What a treat.
second. Which watch was it that you bought on your birthday?
This one.
Yeah, so
Dolph
that
Monaco.
special edition.
Oh, yeah, it's very hard to get.
You see how the crown is on the other side, and the rotor was whatever you were talking about earlier. All right, Dan, tell us what this is right here.
That's just the Bolivar astronaut, the Accutron astronaut. I wish that they would make a re-edition of it because I think it's amazing. I love it.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
You can get good vintage examples of those for not crazy money, right? I mean,
although I think they're becoming harder to find decent ones.
Oh, okay.
So
a guy here local in DC I met at Red Bar has one on the original bracelet, which has the sort of like coffin shaped links.
Yeah, they're unusual,
links.
aren't they?
Very
unusual.
It's cool though.
Yeah.
I have to show you guys one watch that I didn't speak. I did speak about on a previous show, but it's called the Bomes's Shogun, and I want your comments on this watch.
You mentioned this one to me previously, Karan, and I looked it up.
I remember it.
I went in the wrong. Let's see.
Yeah,
You were telling me this was a very popular seller in the 2000s, was it, or 90s, or?
Let me actually bring it up here again. Sorry, I got the wrong stream up.
I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say
Minecraft watch.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Dan is not going to like this.
He's going to hate it.
Yeah, it looks like it's pixelated.
It is.
Exactly what it looks like. Looks like it's a low quality photograph.
Yeah.
Needs a little anti-aliasing. It's not for me.
I appreciate that it's different, but it is horrendous. So
65% off, though. I mean,
Karan, I can imagine you liking that though.
I used to like this watch actually a lot more. It was not the Shogun, but it was called the Malibu chronograph. This one, you guys can see it.
Has that got a 7750 movement in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the subdial orientation's the clue, right?
Yeah.
You can see it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right here. This used to be one of my favorite watches actually at one point. I'd never wear it today though.
Have you had one, Karan, in your collection at some point?
This one, no, actually. I used to have the non-chrono because I was very upset that I lost the incentive. But I used to like the Malibu itself. And let's see, this one I used to have. You guys can see this or no?
Just see it.
Wait, 1 second. Where did it go? Yeah, this one, the blue. I don't know why it's not coming up. Hold on.
I mean, to me, looking at that now, it's got that like typical. It's got a little bit of a kind of a Tag Heuer F1 type sort of look to it.
Yeah. You know, Bomis here used to make some great watches back in the day. So people didn't, people used to appreciate it a lot more than what they do today. Yeah.
Yeah, the Riviera is not a bad piece.
Yeah, but now the new Riviera is nothing close to what the Riviera used to be. You know, where could you get an automatic screw-down crown dress watch, steel and gold for $2,300? An 18-karat gold, so.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So I think we should wrap this up. I appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you so much. Not as prepared as I wanted it to be, but that's the best part.
We had fun.
That's the about time way, though, isn't it?
That is. Actually, we wanted to honor this chat for Chris. So, yeah. All righty, guys.
This was fun. Thank you.
Thank you for coming by. Good night for Dan. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Arthur. Thank you, David. Talk to you guys soon. And I hope this is recorded. Take care.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah, it wasn't recording the whole time. We have to do it again.
Word for word. All right.
Just one last thing before we go, Karan. If you get to 1,000 followers, I know that you've promised to do a giveaway.
Yes.
I think we should modify that giveaway. I think it should be changed to gifting Kim a Apple Watch on the 1000th follow, because I know how much he would enjoy that.
He's gonna love it when he sees this in the end.
We could even paint it gold for him, so he has that extra bling that he likes.
You know, in this case, he might just throw one of his Ulysse Nardens on you. Do that. That is funny, though. We should. Anyway,
Merlin's here.
what's that?
Merlin is here and he's like pawing at me. Sorry, this is a terrible end to the broadcast, but here he is. Hello.
I wish Dan, Arthur, both of you, I wish you could come for the trunk show. I know David and Nick are definitely coming. I mean, Dan, travel permits. Try it.
Big problems in the UK at the moment.
I know. And
a few months.
Yeah, no, but there are things are actually increasing in the US too. Yeah. We're back to mask mandate. Did I tell you that, David? David, you were asking me as well?
Yeah.
You got to wear one too now. Yeah.
No good. Don't like it.
No.
Anyway.
Well, we'll see what we can do, and I may be able to come for the weekend before at least. So if people are showing up early, we could hang out, even if not for the actual show.
You could put me on FaceTime and hold me next to you, obviously down here, to represent side, I suppose.
No, I'll just tap a phone on Chris. It's probably the same size, so it's fine. If anything, he'd be slightly taller.
Just put it over his face like this.
Only half the face, that way you can have 2 people represented.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you as always.
Cool. All right.
See you guys.
Cheers. Bye.
This is fun.
Take care.